right, guys, this is Mrs. Sharpley, and this week we are talking about reason and evidence. And what that means is that when we are reading a nonfiction text, we need to stop and think about who the author is and what they're saying and why they're saying it, and what the reasons and the evidence they give us to support what they're saying. So our I can statement for the week is I can explain how an author uses reasons and evidence to support points in the text. All right, so I've already colored my sheets. I've even glued them in, so if you need to pause at any point to catch up, feel free. Our sheet says that author's evidence is questions to ask yourself. So as you know, when you're reading, you're supposed to stop and kind of even have a conversation with yourself and think about things and be asking yourself questions. And one question you need to be asking yourself when we're talking about author's evidence is, what is the author's claim? So what is the author saying? What are they saying to be true? What are they saying to be false? The next question is, what kind of evidence does the author use to support his or her claim? So if they're saying something is true, then what evidence are they showing you to show that it is indeed true? Types of evidence are facts, opinions, expert opinion, or eyewitness account. And we're going to kind of talk about what those things are today. And then our third question is, what is the author's opinion on the subject? So we need to be very careful sometimes about what an author's opinion is, because of course, whatever their opinion is, they would like for our opinion to be the very same thing. So we need to make sure we're stopping and thinking for ourselves and coming up with our own opinions and not necessarily believing everything that we read. So it's really important to stop and kind of think about what their opinion is. All right, so if we go to our other page, which I, again, have already glued in, so if you need to take a moment to do the same, go ahead. And we are going to talk about the first types of evidence, the types of evidence that mentioned on our other page. One of the types of evidence, well, first of all, we have our claim, which is what the author is saying. A claim is a statement that something is true. So a claim is something, Oopsies, Mrs. Sharpley made a mistake. All right, a claim is a statement, a statement that something is true. Okay, and typically we're talking about an idea, an event, or an observation. An observation is something somebody observes or sees. So a lot of times somebody will claim that they saw something, and then again, they would be able to give us some kind of evidence that they did indeed see it, or what they're saying they saw did happen the way they are saying it happened. All right. Now, talking about fact and opinion. Fact and opinion is probably something you hear and you're like, oh yeah, I've heard about that, because we have talked about it in previous years. A fact is a statement that is always true. There is nothing you could say that would argue against it. It is for sure true. And an opinion is a personal belief that cannot be proven. Okay, so if I say broccoli is the best vegetable on the planet and that we should just eat it every single day, that would most definitely be my opinion. And there's really nothing, I could give you reasons to support my opinion. However, there's nothing that I could say that would make that for sure true, that a fact. All right. Now in talking about evidence, evidence is information used to support a point or a claim. So evidence is information used to support a point or claim. So if I am claiming that I have seen the world's largest frying pan, I would be able to give you some kind of information that supports that I have indeed seen it. Maybe I would be able to describe it. Maybe I could tell you where it is, right? Now, an eyewitness account. An eyewitness account is someone's firsthand description of an event. So an eyewitness account is someone's firsthand description of an event. And we kind of have talked a little bit about firsthand and secondhand already this year, but firsthand is somebody who has experienced it themselves. They've seen it with their eyes. They actually lived what they're talking about, right? And then our last thing is expert opinion. And an expert opinion is the opinion of an expert or someone who knows a great deal about a topic. Right? So expert opinion is the opinion of an expert or someone who knows a great deal about a topic. All right, so perhaps if we are talking about nutrition and your health, somebody's expert opinion would be maybe a doctor. It would be somebody who knows a great deal about a subject. Just because, a mechanic says that they're an expert about nutrition doesn't mean that they really are. They would have to have something to be able to show that they have a lot of knowledge about that subject. All right, so this week we're going to do a lot of activities talking about reason and evidence and what authors say and do to support their claims, but this kind of gives you a little bit of a window to what we're going to be talking about this week.